Hello, my friends. Hello, my dear pre-K readers. It's time for us to read a new book. Our new book today is a fun book. The title of this book is Oh My Gosh, Mrs. McNosh. Remember, we already read a book before about Mrs. McNosh. Do you remember what that book was about? That's right, it was a book about Mrs. McNosh who was hanging up her wash. And she was hanging up all kind of ridiculous things. Remember, she hung up a kite, she hung up a dog, and then in the end, she hung up herself in a comfortable chair. Well, let's see what happens with Mrs. McNosh today. Before we start reading, as always, let's see, what do we call this part of the book? The front cover, good job. How about this part of the book? Back cover. And what do we call this right here? The spine. Good job, my friends. So, we are going to start reading. And remember, my friends, the good readers, they point at the words as they read. So, I will try to point at some words as I read today. And you will see that I always point from left to right. From left to the right. From top to bottom. From top to bottom. All right, my friends, let's get started. And on this page, it says, by Sarah Weeks. When we say by Sarah Weeks, what does Sarah Weeks do? Sarah Weeks writes the words, she is an author. Good job. And pictures by Nadine Bernard Westcott. So if the pictures are by this person, that means she's a who? She is an illustrator. Good job, my friends. Let's see how the book starts. Mrs. McNosh took a walk in the park. Who's she walking with? That's right, with her dog. Her dog saw a squirrel and started to bark. Stop barking, stop pulling, said Nellie McNosh. But George wouldn't listen, and so... Oh my gosh. My friends, this phrase is going to be repeated many times in this book. Oh my gosh. Let's say this together. And next time you hear it, say it with me. Oh my gosh. Good job. He zipped through the flowers and skipped through the trees, barking at bicycles, babies, and bees. Who is he chasing after? Who is George chasing after? After squirrel, you're right, my friends. He dove and he wove right past Mrs. McNosh. I'll catch you, cried Nellie. But then, let's say this together. Oh my gosh! What did George do? He jumped in the boat, you're right. The boat sprang a leak. So George had to jump out. I'll catch you, cried Nellie. She caught a big trout. So she said, I'll catch you. So she was trying to catch George, but instead, what did she catch? A big fish. We call this fish a trout. Oh my goodness, what do you think is happening here? What do you see on this picture before we start reading? Looks like this is a cake. Do you think it's a birthday party? I see some people. The lady's wearing a white dress and he wears a suit. I think this is a wedding. He crashed through a wedding and trashed the buffet. I'll catch you, cried Nellie. She caught the bouquet. See, when the bride throws the bouquet, Mrs. Nellie McNosh caught the bouquet. Did she catch George, her dog? No, not yet. Let's see if she catches him now. Come back here now, hollered Mrs. McNosh. But George just kept running until... Remember the phrase? Oh my gosh! What happened now? He bumped the plump umpire, then jumped the stone wall. I'll catch you, cried Nellie. she caught a fly ball. Oh my goodness. Will she ever catch this dog, do you think? He danced and he pranced and he shook and he rolled. I'll catch you, cried Nellie. She caught a bad cold. So look, she jumped in the fountain trying to catch the George, but instead she caught a bad cold. That's it. I give up. I can't catch you. It's true. I know when I'm licked. I've been licked, George, by you. Is she still going to try to catch him now? No, she said, I give up. I am done running around. I'm not going to be able to catch him. So that's it. How does she feel right now, my friends? That's right, we see some tears. That means she's really sad. So Nellie walked back to her house all alone. And there on the porch, she saw George's old bone. I wish he'd come back, sniffled Mrs. McNosh. Then she opened the door and she cried, oh my gosh! Who is there? George! And what does he have in his mouth? Her slippers. So, what happened, my friends? I think George just decided to come back home because he really didn't want to run away forever. I think he just wanted to play with her. But as soon as he was done playing, he came back and he brought Mrs. McNosh her slippers. How does she feel now, you think? I think he's happy George is back. The end. My friends, did you like this book? I really enjoyed this book. Thank you for listening. I will see you next time. Goodbye, my pricky friends.